What it do? What it do? Welcome to another one over here at Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, cause we chopping this game over here, man. Had to tap in on this one right here, man. And I really tell you the truth, when I first heard it, I didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And other people didn't believe it too, obviously. You know, from what I had saw. You know, people like lies, stop lying. But after looking around from so many sources, this is a TMC, you know, fair use, by the way, fair use, whatever. But the sources are really confirming after all this time, that boy Big Meech has been released from prison. And as you see right here, it says finishing his sentence in a halfway house. That's crazy. And that's dope for him, man. That's dope for him. You know, I didn't really, you know, to the truth, I'm going to keep it a stat. I didn't know who he was really or the big deal behind him until Rick Ross came out with that song, I Think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Now, even when he said that, I didn't know who he was. I'm like, who, you know, I didn't think nothing of it. But over time, people got to, you know, talking about how Ross was, you know, biting that, talking about the BMF and all that stuff, and it was like, so, what? You know, and then people got to, you know, I guess exposing it more and more, and come to find out, so there is somebody, Big Meech, that Rick Ross is talking about. I wasn't aware of him like that, you know. But I started seeing how people started, you know, busting it down more and more, and just talking about this guy in particular, Big Meech, and then how he started BMF and all that, you know. And it's just like, so that's what was going on, you know. And he was more, you hear about the big time dealers from back in the day. He was more of the time, it looks like early 2000s or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Those were his moments when he was, you know, doing this thing. But like I said, I didn't know who he was like that. You know, just like Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross. I didn't know that Rick Ross was biting somebody they call Freeway Ricky. I hadn't really, wasn't really familiar with him until people said, oh, he's biting somebody who's really been out there doing that stuff, Freeway Ricky. And so then that's how I got the word on like who he was and all that. But that's how I found out who Big Meech was after people started talking more about this person. And then the BMF family, then it's kind of amazing, like, wow, so this dude really made all this kind of money, had all these people from in all these different states like involved, then has something to do with Jeezy a little somewhat, and then the Blue Da Vinci's and all this, it's just like, wow, okay, I didn't, it's crazy, then come, find out like a lot of the Atlanta scene that people used to always brag about from Atlanta, like, oh, all that throwing money in the club and all this and that, and just pulling up hecka deep to the club. Everybody got big money and just drink, popping up. That came from him and his crew. That Atlanta that people talk about or even think about today, of how Atlanta was crunk and all whatever, just all this and that. That was his crew. That was his crew going in them clubs, doing all that. However many deep, really making it rain, real dope money, real money, you know what I'm saying? And that was his crew doing all that. So the Atlanta scene that's has always been hyped up, that was him. That was him, BMF and them doing that. Because after they got taken down, the real people on the streets talk about, from Atlanta, they talk about how, well, after all that it wasn't what that was. You had people trying to imitate it, but it wasn't what that was. It wasn't what made Atlanta, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It was watered down, Boom. So, you know what I'm saying? But, as you see, like I say, people like TMZ and there's other platforms out there that's confirming it, you know what I'm saying? It must be true, because ain't no credible sources going, make themselves look bad by just saying something that they can't confirm. And I think, man, hey, man, congratulations to that cat. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do while he was out here to live it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, if it's Black Americans, if we would have got this, when it was supposed to be done, and which is it's gonna get done now, but back then, if we would have got it, he probably would have never even had to be in all that. A lot of the people who done it probably wouldn't have had to be in all that. Why wouldn't they? Wouldn't have to. If we would have had this would have been able to afford the lifestyle that he had to sell dope for, and plenty of other people. You know what I'm saying? That would have granted whatever he got and whatever he was trying to get, man. But it wasn't the cars we was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? The American government with white people really running it. You know, and they act like, you know, they're not holding us back, but they do. And they have. As you see, we have to go this route just to do normal stuff they do every day. When a black person moves out to the suburbs, a black entertainer, celebrity, guess where you moving? Right next to a regular ass white person who's not famous. This black person is superstar famous. And guess he moves right into the nicest neighborhood. That's crazy. He finally made enough money to move into the nicest neighborhood around, right next to the regular white person. You see how that works? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man. But yeah, that's why, man, big salutes. And with the mindset that he had, you know, all that he was able to accomplish and put together, you know, it could be, you know, good things. You know, I would love to see what his mindset leads him to do, you know, on a legal path, because, you know, he done so much, and his son and all that, they done so much, he doesn't even really have to, you know, I wouldn't think that he really has to go back into all that, because he has a story that a lot of people want to hear. We've been hearing stories from the people who was around, and we don't really know what was true or was not from what they were saying. But this guy, you know what I'm saying, he got a story that we all want to hear. So I don't believe he has to go back into that lifestyle if he doesn't want to at this point. It's, you know, and so that's what I say. I would love to, you know, I kind of would like to see, you know, with the mindset that he has, what he could put together in today's time. It'll be interesting. I mean, you know, I think he could be a very useful person in society with his mindset, man. You know, with the empire he was able to put together, I would love to see what he can make happen. You know, so I think it could be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, we ain't people who just wanna do bad and get off into all that. We ain't people like that. We're smart. We can think of stuff. We know how to organize even when a system is against us, just like he did. We know how to organize and still make something happen, no matter who. If the white people like it or want to shame us, because they don't want us to have nothing legal or illegal. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we know how to get it even when they don't want us to have it, basically, man. You know, so salute to him. I'd love to see what he could do, man, with a mindset that he has and what he can organize, man. So, but yeah, that's my take on that, man. Oh yeah, I think like I say, I would love to see where things go from here. I'd love to hear what he has to say. You know what I'm saying? With all that he's done, experienced, all that. Oh, he could give you some game. He could give you some game, I bet. You know what I'm saying? You let him talk. You can soak up something. Guarantee that, man. Wisdom, all that knowledge. You know. So, but yeah, that's what that is, man. That's my take on it. That's what I think. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. But I guess it's true. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we chopping this game over here, man.